Hey teachers, what's up? It's me, Seth. And if you follow my work, you know a little bit about my tone and who I am and where I'm coming from. And in this video, I'm going to tell you teachers about what I think are the 5 top priorities. I'm just going to give you a real basic. I'm not going to go into a lot of depth, but I'm going to give you a structure or framework for the top 5 priorities right now. This is a time when you have an opportunity to serve. These kids need you. These families need you. You really have an opportunity to dig deep and find why you got into teaching in the first place and adapt in this situation to bring out your best, to shine. When I was I was a teacher for 12 years. One of the biggest problems that I had with teaching was that I felt that I was not empowered to bring forth the strengths and the talents and the gifts that I had as an educator, that I was actually prevented from shining as brightly as I wanted to. And that was a big reason why I left. And this really is a time when it really is an incredible opportunity to dig deep. Remember why you got into this in the first place. Go back to your roots and go back to your passion and go back to your creativity in your heart and find how you want to proceed. Every day, every moment, every word you say, every action you take right now, you have an opportunity to impact these kids. So getting right to it, my number one out of the 5 priorities that I think you need to prioritize right now is self-care. Taking care of yourself, keeping your social distancing, pausing, taking a deep breath, reflecting, self-care, being the best you can be so that you have the most that you can possibly have to give to the kids that you care about. So the first thing is self-care. Number 2, connect. Before you even think about curriculum and what the school wants and all this, connecting with your kids, with your class, attuning, being that force in their life, the stabilizing force in your students' lives, where you are connecting with them, attuning with them, co-regulating with them, where your nervous system is communicating with their nervous system, where you're saying, hey kids, what's up? I know this is a difficult time, but I'm an adult in your life. I care about you. I'm here for you. This isn't going to be perfect. It's going to be messy, but I am here for you. I care about you. I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to drop you. I'm not going to forget about you. I am here for you. I am assuring you that this will pass, and once it passes, we will have planted seeds in your life and your education to help you have the best life humanly possible when you get older. And that's what it's about. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. We will get through this together. We're in this together. That sort of a thing. So number 2 is to connect. So before you're even worried about that, this is about the attachment. If you're not familiar with attachment theory, maybe look into attachment theory. There are 2 types of attachment. There's basically secure and insecure, and within the insecure type of attachment, there's what's called anxious and avoidant. I'm not going to get into that, but ultimately what you want to be in the lives of the students that you work with is you want to have a healthy, securely attached relationship and connection with the students. You want them to feel secure with you, safe with you, like you're there for them, like you've got their back, like you hear them, like you understand them, like you know them, like you see them. So that's what we want to do. Number 2 is connect. Number 3, before we get into all the curriculum and stuff, of course, you're going to be having your districts and your schools telling you their perception of what needs to happen. And in some schools, there's going to be a phenomenal plan with a lot of support for you and understanding and real support where you really feel supported. And for some of you, it's going to be riddled with dysfunction and miscommunication and confusion. So there's the whole gamut in terms of the teachers that are watching this video. But number 3, before you even get from them what you are supposed to do, ask. Number 3 is ask. Ask the families that you are working directly with. Ask the students that you are directly working with. Get buy-in, get feedback. Ask them, what do you need? How can I support you? What do you need educationally? What do you need emotionally? What do you need relationally? What do you need from me? We have a long road ahead of us. What do you need from me? How can I be of maximum service to you? What can I do for you? Number 1 was self-care. Number 2 was connect. Number 3 is ask. Finally, we get to number 4, which is to think about the curriculum or the lessons or the teaching or the educational experience that you want these kids to have. So, my thoughts here, my big picture thoughts in terms of curriculum and learning experiences is that you can implement what I call creatively differentiated curriculum, which is where you differentiate the curriculum for all the different needs and levels and strengths and passions and interests and curiosities and talents of all your different students. You creatively differentiate it for one main thing, for engagement. We want our kids to be engaged. So often our educational practices are very top down and not engaging. And then you come up with a situation where you have kids in middle school and high school saying things like, I hate school, school is stupid, this is a waste of my time. And that is obviously the opposite of what we want education to do. But we have somehow created a system that often produces that result. So you have an opportunity in this time to really look at how do we create the most engagement possible, where kids have choice, they have buy-in, they have ownership, and they can engage. Now, how do we do that? We look a little bit at content, process, product, and environment, and how we can adapt content, process, and product and environment to this situation to give them some choices, some freedom, some flexibility, and stuff like that. So, how do we have creatively differentiated curriculum to improve and increase engagement of our kids using creative content, process, product, and environment in this challenging situation? And hopefully, playing on our kids' strengths and curiosities and passions and talents and interests and those sorts of things. So, next, number 5, creative assessment. How are we going to assess in this time? Well, you're going to have to get creative here. Think outside the box like you never have before. How can we have creative assessment? One of the best ways to do creative assessment is with rubrics. And one of the things you can do with rubrics, if you haven't learned how to create rubrics, is you can create all these different metrics to look at a product with the rubric. And you can also incorporate self-assessment into the rubric, and you can also incorporate what they want to be graded on in the rubric. So for example, one interesting thing you can add to a rubric is creativity. So for your nonlinear, highly creative types that often feel like their creativity is not valued, they can self-assess and they can choose that one of the items or metrics on their rubrics that they are evaluated on is their creativity. And they can, the point is that you can really creatively create assessments that will work better during this time than our traditional assessments. Traditional assessments typically are tests and essays. Those are the two most common. And then within tests, you typically have multiple choice, short answer, and essay tests. So, and bubble tests, which would be multiple choice. So think about number 5 is creative assessment. Okay, I'm going to go over those again. Number 1 is self-care. Number 2 is connection. Number 3 is asking. Number 4 is creatively differentiated curriculum for engagement, using content, process, product, and environment for engagement. Number 5 is creative assessment. And using self-assessment whenever possible. Remember, teachers, this is an opportunity to serve. In my view, you were born for this. You're here for a reason. We need you. The kids need you. The families need you. I thank you so much for everything, all of the years, all the time, all the heart, all the effort, all the energy that you have put into dedicating your life to education and into serving kids and families. We need you like never before. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of the hearts of all the people that I serve, families with kids who are neurodiverse, who don't fit in the school box. Thank you, thank you, thank you for what you do, for caring about us, for how you show up for us. I hope this is helpful to you. If you like what I'm doing, my name is Seth with SethPerler.com. Executive function coach in Colorado. Please share my work. Take a minute to give a thumbs up on YouTube. It helps the algorithm. Put a comment below if you have ideas, teachers, for other teachers for how they can implement some of this stuff at this time, or what are your top priorities? Those are my top 5. What are your top priorities right now during this time? How can you share that with other teachers? Add it in the YouTube comments below. Subscribe on YouTube if you want. Subscribe on my blog if you want. Whatever you want to do. Take care. I will see you soon.